Hey everybody, I'm Miss Alene. Thanks for tuning in again for Kids Corner on Armstrong Cable channels 20 and 100. Today we're at Pleasant Grove Valley Christian with the kindergarten class, and we are going to have a lot of fun. We've got a mystery to solve. What do beaches, oysters, pearls, and cookies all have in common? Well, stay tuned. We're going to find out. Hey everybody.
Hi.
How are you guys today?
Good.
Good. Are you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah.
All right, it is time for Kids Corner, and today we are at Pleasant Grove again with Miss Harris's kindergarten class, and we've got a lot of fun today because it is almost summertime. So we are going to find out what oysters, pearls, the beach, and cookies all have to do with each other. So, are you guys ready to figure that out with me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get started in just a second, but I have a question. Does anybody like to go to the beach? Just raise your hand and show me. All right, me too. I love the beach. That was one of my favorite things to do when I was little, like you guys. And even now, it's probably one of my favorite things to do when I have time to do it. It's like the summertime, it's hot outside. Every time I get a chance, I try and get to the beach. And there's lots of things to do at the beach. Can somebody raise their hand and tell me something you can do at the beach? Yes.
You can build a sandcastle.
Absolutely. You right here. What can we do at the beach?
You can go in the water.
You can go and cool off in the water and swim around. What about you right there?
In the sand.
Play in the sand. What else can we do?
You can relax.
You can relax and lay back, catch some rays, catch those bubbles. Yes.
You can bury yourself.
You can bury yourself in the sand. That's super fun. You way in the back.
Swim underwater and study all of the good fish.
Oh, that's an awesome thing to do. You can swim underwater and study all the good fish. Does anybody know there's two types of swimming underwater when you stay under the water to look at fish and things? What's one of those things called? Yes.
Goggles.
You use goggles and you can go, it starts with an S. Yes. You right here.
Oyster.
Oyster? No, not oyster. What kind of swimming and diving and swimming can you do? You right there with the glasses.
You can swim.
Okay, it's part of swimming. We do swim when we do it. Yes, right there with the gray shirt.
Scuba diving.
Scuba diving. And that's when you put the big oxygen tank on and you go underwater and you stay underwater for a really long time. And you got a thing on your back and you got to swim around with that. And you got those flipper things like a duck. There's another one that you can use, goggles, and it's got like a little tube thing that just sticks out of the water. And you don't go way down deep, you stay kind of at the top. Does anybody know what that one's called? Somebody I haven't called on, so if I've called on you, put your hand down. Yes.
It's where you find your way back.
No, not quite. You right there.
Snorkel.
That's exactly it, snorkeling. Was that what you were thinking of? Ah, yep, that's the name for it, snorkeling, and you keep that tube. When I was little, I got a chance, because my godmommy lived in Hawaii. I got a chance to go to Hawaii for a couple of months, and I did a lot of snorkeling, but you know what I found out? It takes some time to get used to it when you're in the water with big fish, because it gets a little kind of scary at first. You look in there, and there's fish that are, because I was kind of small like you guys, there's fish that were almost the same size as me, and I looked and I went, like there's a bunch of clownfish, which are the kind that are like Nemo. Or there's a bunch of guppies, or there's a bunch of fish all together, and sometimes there's like 100 of them close together, or a lot of them, maybe even more than 100. And so sometimes when you're snorkeling and you look, there might be a bunch of fish next to you, and it's like, wow, that's kind of creepy and weird and cool at the same time. So let's keep going and let's get to our first story. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, this first story is called Day at the Beach. It is written and illustrated by Tom Booth, the illustrator and the writer. The writer, the author, is the person who wrote it, and that's Tom Booth. But guess what? The person who drew the pictures, the illustrator, is also Tom Booth. That's a pretty talented person, huh? So let's see what this day at the beach is all about. One sunny morning on a quiet sandy beach, as sleepy seagulls swooped and swayed to the soothing sound of the waves, Gideon and his sister Audrey raced toward the ocean. Look out! Make way! Every summer, Gideon and Audrey would build a sandcastle together. Gideon made sure each tower stood straight, every wall was level, and all the castle sides were smooth. Audrey made sure that the castle sparkled with shells, sea glass, and a starfish on the top. But this summer, Gideon had a different plan. He was going to build the most stupendous sandcastle the beach had ever seen. Alone. All by himself. No Audrey. Is that together?
No.
No. Let's see. And we've got his plans here. He planned it out. So that means he thought ahead about what he wanted to do, and he even drew it all out and made his little steps and list of what he wanted to do. Sandcastles are serious business, he told his sister. Go play with Mom and Dad. The new king of the beach has work to do. Is he being very nice?
No.
Is he sharing and playing together nicely?
No.
Let's see what happens. Audrey marched off. When you march off from somewhere, you're kind of stomping your feet. She's not very happy. Gideon started digging, shoveling, burrowing. Oh, I heard somewhere that burrowing is a vocabulary word you guys had before. Can somebody tell me what it means when something is burrowing into something? Yes, you right there.
Digging and digging down into something?
That's exactly right. Burrowing means you are digging down into something. All right, good vocabulary work. So he was burrowing, tunneling, plying, piling, and scooping. He made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level. And just as he smoothed out the sides of the castle, heads up, kid! Anybody ever built a sandcastle and somebody came and stepped on it? What happens when somebody steps on your sandcastle? Does it look the same? No. Sorry, kid. Next time, don't build so close to our game. Uh-oh. That was just a practice castle, Gideon replied. Do you think he really meant it to be a practice castle?
No.
I don't think so. I think he's just trying not to be mad and sad, so he's like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway. So let's see what happens. He picked up his tools, walked further down the beach, and started all over again. Gideon made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level, and just when he smoothed out the sides of the castle, his second castle didn't last much longer than his first. So what happened there? What do we see here? You right there with the bow in your hair.
The one time, the two guys knocked it over and they knocked it over with a kite again.
Yep, this time somebody knocked it over because they were running with their kite. All right, his third castle would have been perfect, but it was swept away with the tide. Anybody ever built their sandcastle too close to the water? Me too. And what happens when the water comes in? You right here in the yellow shirt.
There are waves.
The waves do what? What do the waves do when they come in and they push the sandcastle and they take the sandcastle with them, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. His fourth sandcastle would have won awards, but it shrank beneath a passing shower. It started raining and the sand just went. His fifth sandcastle was almost legendary, but it flew away with a strong breeze. He's not having very much luck with these sandcastles. Maybe it's because he has a funky attitude and he's not sharing. Maybe if he had shared, him and Audrey would have thought things through together and maybe they would have had more success a little earlier. Let's see what happens. And his sixth castle, oh my goodness, woof. What do you think happened? Anybody guess what happened? You right here.
Somebody stepped on it.
Who do you think, when it says woof, who do you think came along and stepped on that the sixth castle?
The wolf.
A wolf? No, I don't think so. It said woof, but who says woof? You right here.
Dog.
A dog. A dog came and ran it over. All right. That's it! Exclamation point. Gideon's patience had run out. He grabbed his bucket and shovel. Then he set out to look for a new spot where nothing and no one could interrupt him. And finally, he found one. Perfect, Gideon said. He quickly got to work. Wait until Audrey sees this. I am truly the king. Would you want to be friends with somebody who was walking around like, I'm the king, I'm the king?
No.
Nah. Gideon built and he built and he built and then he built some more. He made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level, and as he smoothed out the sides of the castle, everyone on the beach started to walk over. Awesome! Woo! Come and see what this kid has built. You are the king of the beach, someone says. How did you do that all by yourself? Somebody else says. Gideon loved the crowd's chants and cheers, but then he spotted Audrey building a sandcastle with their mom and dad. And suddenly, Gideon was feeling very lonely. He jumped down and walked across the beach. Audrey's castle didn't have straight towers, level walls, or smooth sides, but it did look like fun. Gideon glanced over his shoulder at his castle. Then he looked at Audrey's. Room for one more? He asked. Audrey grabbed the bucket from her big brother. On one condition, she said with a grin. What's a grin? I think that was a vocabulary word you guys had before too, wasn't it? You right there with the pink bow.
It means smile.
It is. It's a little smile, isn't it? All right. So she says with a grin, one condition. We finish building it. What do you think she's going to say? Let's see. Together. Do they both look happy now?
Yes.
The end. So what did we learn from that? Was it more fun to share and work with somebody? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you think that we learned that it's actually more fun, even though he made his castle all perfect and all big and he did it all by himself, he didn't actually end up having as much fun when he did it by himself, right? You can put your thumbs down now. But when he went with mom and dad, maybe the sandcastle didn't look as pretty. Maybe it wasn't as big. But guess what? He had more fun because he was sharing and spending time with his family, right? Did you guys like that story?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you find oysters at? You right there with the black and white bow. Yep.
In the ocean.
In the ocean. Can you say it a little louder this time?
In the Ocean.
Absolutely right. You are absolutely right. It's in the ocean that you find oysters. And does somebody know what oysters have sometimes inside of them? I'd like to get somebody I haven't called on. Can you tell me what oysters have sometimes inside of them?
Fish.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, sometimes they do get little fish in them, because you know why? Oysters are in a shell, right? But they open their shell up and they catch things in it, don't they? And then they close it up and eat it. But what else sometimes happens, and it's really, really, really special with an oyster? You right here in the black shirt.
It's a pearl.
A pearl. Sometimes oysters have a pearl, don't they? Did you guys know that pearls come in lots of different colors?
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes oysters have a pearl inside. And do you know what happens? How do the pearls get inside? Does every oyster have a pearl? No, they don't. Sometimes when an oyster is catching things for its dinner, a little something gets stuck in there. Sometimes something gets stuck inside the oyster and it starts to itch the oyster, and the oyster wants to get it out, but its body starts to make something to protect it from the icky stuff inside. So it starts to make it hard. And there's something that's called nacre that starts to coat that little whatever is stuck in there. Maybe it's a piece of sand, maybe it's a piece of fish, or maybe it's a piece of, I don't know, anything that could have got stuck in there. And then it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and shinier and shinier and shinier. And pretty soon, what do we have all together? A pearl. So, guess what? Now we're going to find out what. Because we read about the beach, so that's our beach. And now we talked about the ocean, which is the beach. And we talked about our oysters in the ocean, but now, so this one is if you give a mouse a brownie. If you give a mouse a brownie, he's going to ask for some ice cream to go with it. When you give him the ice cream, he'll ask you for a spoon, and then he'll start drumming on the table. Drumming will get him so excited that he'll want to start a band. You'll have to play guitar. He'll want to put on a show. Then you'll need some spotlights and a microphone, so you'll have to build a stage. When the stage is finished, oh my goodness, look at that mouse. He'll want to make lots of tickets. You'll have to find paper and markers. When the tickets are done, he'll decide to make posters as well. He'll hang them all over the neighborhood. Rock concert with little Mousy with the rock guitar. When he's out hanging them, it might start to rain. Oh no. What happens to posters in the rain? You right here.
Get wet.
They get wet and they get soggy, and all the marker's gonna run, and it's just not gonna be good, is it? So he'll fold some posters and make a little boat. Oh my goodness. Then he'll sail it in a puddle. He'll get so wet, he'll start to sneeze. You'll have to put him in your pocket to stay nice and warm. And when he peeks out of your pocket, he'll smell something delicious. The smell will remind him that he's hungry. You'll have to take him to the store and get a few things to nibble on. Of course, he'll want to have a picnic. And when the sun comes out, you'll have to take him to the park. While you're setting up the picnic, he'll see the playground and he'll jump on the swings. When he will go as high as he can. When he looks up at the sky, he might notice a big white cloud. He looks very happy, doesn't he? The cloud will remind him of the ice cream. He'll probably ask you for some. And chances are, if you give him some ice cream, what do you think is going to happen? You right there.
He's going to ask for a brownie.
Let's see if she's right. He'll want a brownie to go with it. And that's what happens if you give a mouse a brownie. Isn't that a funny book?
Yeah.
Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, I have some very fun art projects for you guys to finish. And we're going to find out what oysters, brownies, cookies, beaches, and all this stuff have to do with each other. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go. You guys are going to take your plate and you are going to fold it towards, and you're going to fold it right in half towards the white part to the white part so that your gray part is outside. We went ahead and did these a day ahead. So we took some, actually, I have to also tell you, gray tempera paint is not the easiest thing in the world to find. So because I couldn't find it, I did what anybody else would do if you know how to mix some colors. I took some black tempera and I took some white tempera and I mixed them together and we got this lovely shade of gray. And so we painted ours a day ahead so that we could kind of touch the outside. And now we're going to deal with painting the inside. Everybody's got a taco that is open on their desk, right?
Yeah.
So here's what you're going to do on the bottom part. So the part that's on your desk, you're going to start painting that pink. If you have a lot, you can just take your paintbrush and spread it back and forth and make sure you get all those little white spots covered up with pink. I would like to introduce my lovely assistant. This is my youngest daughter. And she's been helping us out here at Pleasant Grove today. So what we're doing is we all have in our possession one tiny pearl, right? You're going to take a little bit of glue, not a lot, and just put a little bit on the back of it. See, not a lot, it's not running all over my hands. Just a little bit of glue for you guys at home. Regular old liquid glue will do. Now look, 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 this is where your eye goes. Close your clam gently and put one eye. Oh, which side? Look. Everybody take a look. See my eyelashes? My eyelashes go at the top of my eye. So make sure that your eyelashes are at the top of your eye. And when you are done, you will have your very own clammy, oystery, friend with a pearl. I had some fun looking for the right eyes for these cookies, and because they're just really cool, I got these very, very fun edible eyes for our fun little oyster friend cookies. So you can find these probably at a craft store. They have other edible eyes at most local stores, Walmart, those kind of stores. So have fun hunting. These are the ones I found with the very cute little eyelashes. So we are going to have 2 eyes, of course, for each cookie. So you're going to take your eye. Nope, you don't have to pick it up. I'm just going to take a little and put some of the frosting on the back of the eye. See that? Don't put it on the part with the eyelashes and all that. Put it on the back part. And then I'm going to put it on my actual cookie. See? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your spoon, I used pink because it matched the frosting, and we're going to use our flat side, and we're just going to put a scoop of that right there in the middle of our flat side of our cookie. And if you're wondering, of course, if you don't know what these are good old vanilla wafers. Hey everybody, we have had a lot of fun here today, and we've learned all about what do beaches, oysters, and cookies have in common. Well, now we know, don't we? So until next time, I'm Miss Alene. Don't forget to tune in to Kids Corner, Armstrong Cables, channels 20 and 100. And we've been at Pleasant Grove here at Valley Christian with Miss Harris's. Guess what, guys? I'm Miss Harris. This is my kindergarten class, and we've been having so much fun. So until next time, tune in, keep it tuned, and we say goodbye. Take it right. Hey guys, don't forget, this summer there is so much fun to be had at your local library. So don't forget to visit the Mahoning County Local Public Library. We've got a very, very cool thing going on this summer. There is the Reading Challenge, and they've got a special treat for you guys. Author Laura Numeroff of the If You Give a Mouse a Cookie fame is going to be visiting our area. So make sure you visit the local library, sign up for that challenge, and get those books read.